Have you ever asked yourself why, despite taking vitamins, eating right, and trying to stay active, your legs still feel heavier, weaker, or less stable than they used to? You're not alone. For many people over 60, this slow erosion of strength seems inevitable, something you just have to accept as part of aging. But what if that wasn't the whole story? What if instead of helping you, some of the very vitamins you trust every day were actually making your legs weaker, your muscles stiffer, and your balance less dependable? The truth is, some vitamins, when taken in excess or without proper guidance, can quietly sabotage your strength, mobility, and independence. Vitamin A, known for its benefits to skin, immunity, and eyesight, it's a vitamin that has long been viewed as essential. But once you cross the age of 60, your relationship with vitamin A becomes more complicated. Unlike water-soluble vitamins, which are easily excreted, vitamin A sticks around. It builds up silently in the liver, even if you're not taking large doses. And when levels get too high, it begins to interfere with calcium and magnesium absorption, two minerals that are essential for muscle contraction and coordination. This disruption doesn't just lead to cramps or fatigue, it weakens the legs gradually, making it harder to rise from a chair, climb stairs, or walk for extended periods without discomfort. Legs that once moved smoothly may start to feel tight, unsteady, or cramp-prone. The very vitamin meant to preserve bone density can end up stiffening your stride, weakening your step, and contributing to dangerous swelling in the feet and lower legs. Some seniors describe it as trying to walk through wet cement, each step heavier and less responsive than the last. What was once a routine walk in the park now feels like climbing uphill with lead in your shoes. And the saddest part is, many seniors are doing this to themselves without even realizing it, simply by following well-meaning but outdated health advice. Now we move on to the third hidden danger, vitamin E. For decades it's been promoted as the ultimate antioxidant, good for your skin, heart, and aging cells. But when taken in high doses, especially without medical supervision, vitamin E becomes a different story altogether. It acts as a potent blood thinner, reducing the blood's ability to clot and interfering with oxygen transport to the muscles. This isn't just a theoretical concern, it directly affects how your legs perform. When muscles don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need, they become sluggish, tired, and more prone to injury. What used to be a brisk, confident pace becomes a slow shuffle. You might feel lightheaded after standing, or notice a shaky step you never had before. These are not signs of aging, they're red flags that your body is being deprived of the circulation it desperately needs. Excessive vitamin E can also interfere with the very process your body uses to build and repair muscles. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation found that high doses of vitamin E can suppress the natural inflammation response needed for muscle recovery. In other words, your muscles can't rebuild after even minor strain. Instead of coming back stronger, they remain weak, fragile, and uncoordinated. Add to that the potential for impaired neuromuscular coordination, slower reflexes, clumsier movement, and delayed reaction time, and you have a recipe for a dangerous fall. One misstep on a rug, one missed curb. That's all it takes. One of the most underutilized yet potent weapons that nature has to give, and they are particularly useful when it comes to reversing the reduction of muscle mass and re-establishing stability. Not only are they tasteless, but they are also tiny than a grain of rice, and adding them to your diet takes only a few seconds. On the other hand, their influence on the bodies of the elderly is something but insignificant, particularly with regard to the health of nerves, inflammation, and equilibrium. So here's why chia seeds are abundant in omega-3 fatty acids, notably alpha-linolenic acid ALA, making them one of the most abundant plant-based sources of these acids. These healthy fats play an important part in maintaining the sharpness and responsiveness of your neurological system, which has a direct impact on the ability of your muscles to contract, your coordination, and your reflex time. As we get older, the connection between the brain and the muscles might slow down, which can result in stumbling, a longer reaction time, and that unsettling feeling that your legs aren't keeping up with your thoughts. A study that was conducted in 2021 and published in the journal Nutritional Neuroscience found that senior citizens who consumed a single tablespoon of chia seeds on a daily basis for a period of 8 weeks saw improvements in their gait speed reflexes and neuromuscular control. This was the case even though they did not alter their exercise routines. Moreover, it is not all. In addition, chia seeds are a powerful anti-inflammatory agent. They include a high concentration of polyphenols and antioxidants, which help reduce joint swelling, muscular soreness, and stiffness. These are 3 of the most significant factors that contribute to decreased mobility in aged persons. Allow me to tell you about Ronald, a retired mailman from Oregon who is 79 years old. In addition to the nerve-related foot pain that Ronald had been experiencing for years, he also suffered from what he referred to as the shuffle, which was a slow and hesitant gait that made stairs and curbs feel perilous. Physicians gave drugs to alleviate nerve discomfort, but Ronald's goal was to find a solution to the issue, rather than simply numb it. Because of this, he began by including chia seeds into his diet on a regular basis, adding 1 tablespoon of them. He added them to his porridge in the morning and stirred in later on. He chose to include them into smoothies or simply soak them in almond milk for the entire night in a span of 3 weeks. The real food solution to muscle loss. The moment you cross 50, something subtle begins to shift inside your body. It's not sudden. It's quiet, but it's relentless. A stealthy process begins, one that slowly robs you of your strength. There's no warning sign, no sirens. You're simply getting up from a chair one day, and your legs feel like they're made of lead. You're not out of shape. You haven't injured yourself. But something critical is missing. A powerful nutrient your body once relied on to rebuild the very muscles that are now fading away. This creeping condition is called sarcopenia, a silent epidemic that impacts nearly 1 in 3 older adults worldwide. It causes a steady decline in muscle mass, function, and coordination. What makes it more dangerous is how unnoticed it remains. Most physicians won't mention it during a routine checkup. You won't hear about it on the evening news. And yet, it's responsible for nearly half of all fall-related hospitalizations in adults over 65. After the age of 60, unless you take specific steps to intervene, you lose as much as 1–2% of your muscle every year. And it doesn't start with dramatic changes. The early signs are small: a heavy feeling in your legs, struggling to get out of a chair without pushing off with your arms, needing to rest after walking a flight of stairs, or pausing before stepping off a curb because your balance just doesn't feel right anymore. Leucine is an amino acid, and it acts like a switch inside your body. When you consume enough of it, it signals your muscles to repair and rebuild. In a 2022 study published in the Journal of Gerontology, older adults who regularly consumed leucine-rich foods gained 40% more leg strength in just 12 weeks, without changing their exercise routine. That's twice the progress made by the control group. Eggs. The morning muscle switch eggs have been unfairly vilified for years. Accused of raising cholesterol and harming the heart, many older adults were told to avoid them. But new research from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic has flipped that narrative. Today we know eggs are not only safe for the heart when eaten in moderation, they're essential for maintaining muscle strength as we age. Eggs are more than food. They're a message to your muscles that it's time to rebuild, and timing matters. To get the most benefit, eat your eggs within 1 hour of waking. After a full night of fasting, your body is primed to absorb and respond to leucine. Greek yogurt, nighttime muscle recovery and gut support. Greek yogurt is one of the most overlooked superfoods in senior nutrition. It's cool, creamy, packed with protein and soothing to the digestive system. It doesn't just support muscle health, it improves digestion, enhances nutrient absorption, and supports bone strength. Greek yogurt is also rich in probiotics, beneficial bacteria that reduce inflammation, heal the gut lining, and improve absorption of vital nutrients like magnesium, vitamin D, and calcium. And it's this gut-muscle connection that matters more than people realize. If your digestion is compromised, your body can't fully utilize the proteins or minerals you're consuming, no matter how healthy your diet seems. Chia seeds, the tiny giants of stability and nerve health. They may be smaller than a grain of rice, but chia seeds are one of the most powerful tools for reversing age-related muscle loss, improving balance and reducing inflammation. Chia seeds are also potent inflammation fighters. Rich in polyphenols and antioxidants, they help reduce joint pain, muscle soreness and stiffness, all major contributors to reduced mobility in aging adults. If you believe that vitamin D is the final unspoken danger to your legs, you should reconsider another vitamin, possibly the most unexpected. Of all can steal your vigor without warning, leaving your legs weak and prone to falls. Stay with me. Because what you're going to discover may completely alter the way you defend your body. 3. Vitamin E. The surprising danger to stability. Vitamin E has long been heralded as the best defense against aging, an antioxidant warrior that protects your cells, heart, and skin. Seniors have been urged to embrace vitamin E supplements for decades, because they think they are investing in a longer, healthier life. However, despite its well-maintained image, vitamin E has a quiet, harmful side. When taken in excess, it can weaken your legs, impair your stability, and create the conditions for unanticipated life-altering mishaps. Your blood's reaction to vitamin E is where the danger starts. It promotes circulation when taken in moderation. However, when taken in excess, vitamin E weakens your body's ability to control bleeding and oxygen transport, because it is a potent blood thinner. How will this affect your legs? Once rich, life-giving blood starts to slowly and gradually rob muscles of its nutrients, your leg muscles begin to deteriorate more quickly when they are deprived of oxygen and essential nutrients. What used to be a pleasant walk around the neighborhood is now like slogging through thick, gooey muck. After rising up, you may detect a slight wobble in your step that wasn't there before, along with a feeling of dizziness. A slight slope may feel like climbing a mountain, or after only a few minutes of walking, your legs may feel like they are giving out. You're not imagining it. It is the gradual loss of power, balance, and muscular endurance. And the most terrifying aspect, the majority of elderly people do not associate these symptoms with the harmless little pill they take with their coffee each morning. Excess vitamin E can also directly affect muscle maintenance, in addition to circulation. According to studies, the body's natural stress signals that initiate muscle repair and rebuilding may be paradoxically suppressed by an excess of antioxidants such as vitamin E. Put more simply, your muscles are meant to recover more robustly from modest strains. However, excessive vitamin E can suppress this vital function, gradually weakening, softening, and weakening muscles. This loss speeds up the process of becoming feeble and immobile for an individual over 60, whose muscle mass is already naturally decreasing. Worse, too much vitamin E has been connected to poor neuromuscular coordination. This implies slower reflexes in addition to weaker muscles, an unseen risk while you're walking across your living room, off a curb, or crossing a street. Everything may alter with a single second of delay. A single small slip and a catastrophic fall. Imagine the anguish of putting in a lifetime of effort to maintain your health, only to lose your freedom, because to a well-intentioned but unwise supplement habit. Imagine how terrifying it would be to wake up one morning, get out of bed, and discover that your legs no longer trust you. This is not how aging happens naturally. This is avoidable damage brought on by something you were told was healthy. Vitamin E must therefore be handled carefully and with respect by seniors. Always ask your healthcare professional if you really need it, and how much you need. Ignoring the claims made on supplement packages might have expensive consequences. Even if these 3 harmful vitamins are frightening, the narrative doesn't stop here. Another hidden danger is a daily routine that is so widespread and often disregarded that if you're not careful, it could be the last straw for your leg strength. Are you wondering what it is? Let's continue. Now let's talk about another popular vitamin that's been marketed as a cure-all for aging, vitamin D. You've probably been told to take more of it, especially for your bones. And it's true that vitamin D helps regulate calcium and supports skeletal health. But here's what most people don't know: too much vitamin D can lead to a dangerous condition known as hypercalcemia, excess calcium in the bloodstream. And it doesn't take megadoses for this to happen in older adults. As kidney function naturally declines with age, even moderate amounts of vitamin D from supplements can accumulate and overwhelm the body's ability to regulate minerals properly. This calcium overload does more than stiffen your joints. It hardens soft tissues like muscles and tendons and can drastically impair mobility. Legs that once moved smoothly may start to feel tight, unsteady, or cramp-prone. The very vitamin meant to preserve bone density can end up stiffening your stride, weakening your step, and contributing to dangerous swelling in the feet and lower legs. Some seniors describe it as trying to walk through wet cement, each step heavier and less responsive than the last. What was once a routine walk in the park now feels like climbing uphill with lead in your shoes. And the saddest part is, many seniors are doing this to themselves without even realizing it, simply by following well-meaning but outdated health advice. The emotional toll is just as real as the physical one. Sadness, frustration, and loneliness often follow the loss of mobility. Many older adults begin to feel like they're locked inside a body that doesn't respond the way it used to. And while this decline is often accepted as a natural part of aging, the truth is far more encouraging. Much of this is preventable. Weak legs, muscle loss, and balance issues are often the result of years of small avoidable decisions, things we eat, routines we follow, or vitamins we take without fully understanding their effects. But that means there's also hope, because what's been built up over time can be undone with smart, targeted action. And here's the truth: every day that passes without protecting your leg strength is a day you risk losing what matters most: your energy, your independence, and your role in the world around you. You deserve better. You deserve to walk confidently, to stand tall, and to enjoy a life that feels full and free. But knowing you need to act is only half the battle. What matters just as much is knowing how to act, how to avoid the hidden dangers, how to make better choices, and how to reset your body's foundation in a way that rebuilds, not breaks down, your strength. Surprisingly, the most powerful first steps don't involve intense workouts or physical therapy. They begin at the most basic level with what you put into your body. And this next phase is all about those simple, intentional daily choices that over time add up to massive change. You don't have to flip your life upside down. You just need to begin today. So let's start with this: rethinking what goes into your body each day. Look closely at the vitamins and supplements you may be taking. Flip over the bottles, read the labels. Take note if they contain high amounts of vitamin A, D, or E. If you see that they do, and especially if you're taking more than one supplement or eating fortified foods, it's time to stop and reassess. These nutrients, while helpful in moderation, can build up silently and start doing harm rather than good. Before you continue any supplement routine, talk to your healthcare provider. Your body's needs at 65 or 75 are very different from what they were at 40 or 50. This isn't about fear. It's about precision. At this stage in life, wisdom means doing less but doing it right. Fortified foods and supplements, when left unchecked, can quietly tip the scales into dangerous territory. That's why your next and most powerful line of defense is simple but critical: routine medical checkups. Don't settle for vague reassurances. Ask your doctor for clear, targeted blood work that checks your calcium levels, kidney function, and vitamin A, D, and E concentrations. This isn't paranoia. It's precision. When you know where you stand, you can take informed steps before imbalances become injuries, before small issues spiral into life-altering problems. That's not fear. It's courage. That's taking responsibility for your independence and future. This final hidden threat is inactivity. not just physical but emotional and social. After 60, the consequences of stillness compound quickly. Even healthy habits can't fully counteract the effects of sitting too long, withdrawing from engagement, or avoiding movement out of fear. Every hour spent inactive shrinks your world just a little more. Your legs begin to forget how to respond. Your balance fades. Your confidence weakens. But it doesn't have to be this way. Because now you know. And knowing gives you power. Your legs aren't just part of your body. They are the foundation of your autonomy. They represent your courage, your dreams, your ability to say yes to life without hesitation. So don't let a few misguided habits or overlooked vitamins define the rest of your story. You are stronger than that. And the moment you shift from passive to proactive, from guessing to informed action, you begin rebuilding. With smarter supplementation, more whole foods, professional guidance, and daily movement, you're laying the bricks for a new foundation, one built on stability, strength, and clarity.